veterans are calling for the US president to follow through on his Afghanistan withdrawal plans despite recent Taliban advances. At least 6 provincial capitals have been overrun in recent days, but those with first-hand experience in the conflict say it's not worth risking more American lives.
It is a sombre ceremony too often repeated. Soldiers returning home in coffins. David Sparks has lost count of the number of repatriation services he's presided over at Delaware's Dover Air Force Base.
Every day we would come, and there were so many remains that they would only do so many in a day.
More than 2,300 American troops have died in Afghanistan. The extent of heartbreak impossible to tally.
And as her father's transfer case was moving from the plane to our transfer vehicle, she was holding it up so that the bear could see her daddy. That was her description, not mine. That'll tear your heart right out, listen to that stuff.
While the stream of dead US servicemen has slowed, the killing continues in Afghanistan. Taliban forces are believed to have taken over at least 6 provincial capitals in recent days, prompting some politicians to push the president to revise the planned withdrawal.
This is not what victory looks like.
Matthew Ho served in Iraq and resigned from his State Department post in Afghanistan in objection to US strategy there.
Yes, the fighting is incredibly violent right now, but the fighting was also incredibly violent last year and the year before. Each year there's a record level of fighting, bombings, assassinations, casualties, etc. So to stay the course, so to speak, was only going to continue to make the war, if not worse every year, then it would just be a status quo of suffering, misery, and destruction for the Afghans.
He wants no US boots on the ground, nor aircraft in the skies. He's among 2,000 signatories to a petition calling for President Biden to also end American airstrikes on Afghanistan.
90% of the people it kills with its drone strikes are unintended. They weren't the targets. So what we see with these airstrikes is they anger people, they get as well as push them into the insurgencies, and so they have been very counterproductive.
73% of Americans back the troop withdrawal, according to a Hill Harris X poll. The near 20-year conflict has killed 47,000 civilians, displaced millions, and cost the US more than $2 trillion. And as the Taliban continues to make advances, it's reaching a rather unceremonious end.
Pray for a time when nations do not rise up against nations and young men and women do not die at the hands of war.
Brent O'Halloran, Sky News.